And we're live. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back.
Yeah. Oh, I think my mic is. Can you still hear me?
Oh, way better audio.
Yeah. I did
We
on a
have.
couple of streams. I used the wrong microphone and it sounded terrible.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's me. Is that me?
I think it was me. Sorry, rough, bumpy start to the stream, but I think it's good now.
No, it's me.
Oh. No, I have your stream pulled up on another monitor and I had the volume turned on.
So. Yeah, but I also did so.
Okay.
I guess both of us.
Cool. Greetings from Iceland.
Oh, look
Hello.
at that.
It's awesome.
Welcome. We have a very special guest today. I mean, not really guest. I think a contributor. You know, like people, they work at the White House and then they get the job at CNN or Fox or whatever. Like they become contributors.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like furufinance contributor Ben Dubard.
Here at the Capitol. Breaking news.
Oh, I guess I'm a Ben Dubard contributor. Ben Dubard contributor for finance.
Right.
We have a very special show for you guys today. We have a lot to cover. We have a lot going on in Hex, and we also have the Sam Bankman-Fried story. So I figured I wasn't covering it before, but there was some news, so I figured maybe I'd cover it. We got 4 watching. We are going to go to the charts. I started doing technical analysis. You know that? I'm a technical analyst now. This is how it happens.
I think I did see you had a clip on your channel doing it.
Yeah, because like I figured, this is how bored I am. I'm succumbing to the tendency of technical analysis.
Nice. All right, well, let's hear it.
All right, guys. So it looks like Bitcoin continues to go sideways in this channel between support and resistance. Looks like we got support off the 16,300 mark. And we may be heading up all the way to $18,251. But if we break the support, we could be headed to our target of 12,500. What do you think about that, Ben? Are we going to be? Is Bitcoin gonna head lower?
I think so, just because Richard Hart has said that, and I think he knows more than me about it. So, but I don't know.
What's your take on the 45 days, whatever, sideways action, like nothing happening for 45 days?
Well, from what I understand, this is just normal Bitcoin bear market stuff, or crypto bear market stuff. So this is just what it is, I guess. Boring, sideways, nothing, occasional drop. So.
Yeah, no, I miss these days. That was fun. Was that fun?
That was fun. Yeah, that was exciting. It was like, yes.
Yeah, no, I like downward volatility. I like upward price action. I just don't like these channels that go on for so long. That's really my problem. What do you think? Do you think it's just going to be a regular cascade, or you think there's going to be a black swan?
I don't know. No idea.
If there's a black swan, what would the black swan be?
Well, people are saying Binance, but I don't think that's legitimate. Yeah. But then again, it's like, how would I know?
Yeah. So what I said about Binance was that the reason I think the Binance thing is not legit because there are a lot of allegations that were just misrepresented or just not true. Mm. Like in the news, they were bringing up the money laundering as like one of the triggers for it to go under, but that happened in 2018, and like they were bringing it up now like it's novel. It's like I get suspicious when things like that happen.
Yeah, I saw some other stuff too. They took a clip of him, and he was talking about like FTX returning money to him or something, and they like cut the clip in a way that made it seem like something different. basically saying like they didn't have money to cover funds, but like that's not what the context of the clip was. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
you sent me that clip. I actually
right.
was like, honestly, I was in a little bit of like anxiety when I saw that originally because it could be misconstrued. But so what happened was they said, could you handle a $2.1 billion clawback? Because if the court would rule that that Binance was aware of the FTX fraud and took their money nevertheless, then that money could be taken back. And it's like, and he
Okay,
said our
right.
lawyers are going to handle it. Like that's a very reasonable answer. Like,
Yeah,
is he going to say, yeah, sure, we'll give you $2 billion? Like, he's not going to say that.
yeah,
So when you see the fear, when you see the FUD, when you see the FUD, and you're able to really look at it and take a step back and understand that it's not credible allegations, I mean that is reassuring to me. I'd be scared if the things that they were saying were true. And me, Kevin made a whole video on it, and then actually he pivoted. He pivoted and he made it. They portrayed CZ like he was looking very suspicious and panicking during the interview. And I think a lot of people, he's a very easy target because his English isn't so good. I mean, it's competent, but like he's not so eloquent, and you know he probably misses points here and there. And like it could very, very easily be misconstrued as if like, oh my God, they're going under. But it's like, you got to cut him a little bit of slack.
yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? And we got, oh, this is the Bitcoin dominance. I covered this yesterday. You guys want to check the stream, but
Ooh.
We got Hex on the weekly. Let's go to the day. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour.
Ooh.
You see this price target? Hey, let's see if we hit it. So wow, 2.2 cents. It looks like we are retesting this support. We've been bouncing off this trend line for a very long time, honestly. This is crazy. Like Hex has been going nowhere since here. And we are retesting this trend line. Ben, are we going to break this trend line and head for perhaps that 1 penny target?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Hex is so illiquid. All it takes, I guess, is like one guy with a big bag. I know that one address has like 219 million liquid Hex. The DO1 address that is notorious for dumping. I don't know enough about like looking at the liquidity to know like how far down that would take the price. I guess you could put it into Uniswap and see what like the slippage would be and like calculate it or something.
Has he sold any recently?
I don't think so. I think he hasn't sold in like 2 weeks, maybe. So you never know. Some whale could just get impatient and like push the price down. You never know, but
yeah, this is one of the things I said also is like there's a mechanism to see potential sellers on chain, meaning like a stake comes up or there's an emergency end stake. You know there's a strong possibility of a market sell or slippage, that kind of thing. But there's no mechanism to see a potential buy. Like you don't know that till that actually happens. So there could be like everyone talks about this wallet unlocked. It's like, what about the thousands of wallets that are going to buy with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth in the near future? Like you don't see that on chain. That only happens when they press the button. There's nothing to telegraph it. So people really get overcome with the fear of the bear market. That's how I see it. How do you see it?
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I think people just get really impatient too. So, yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. And we got 16 watching.
Yeah, we're not going to know when the bottom is till like after the fact for sure.
Exactly.
But yeah, 16 people watching. Awesome. Everyone hit the like button. Thanks for tuning in.
And go to Ben Dubar's channel and hit the like button on all of his videos. Spam his like button.
Like
and then subscribe to his channel. And follow him on Twitter at Ben Dubar. Oh, yeah. Great information. And he streams at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Well, sometimes. I'm trying to figure out a good time to start doing it. But maybe it'll still be 4 p.m.
Well, whenever it is. If you follow him on Twitter, you'll know.
Yes. Honestly, I struggle to find stuff to talk about, but I don't know.
Hey, you could talk about this.
Yeah, that's true. Look at these funny Santa hats on the crypto coins.
Yeah, is the market red, to match the Santa hats on cryptobubbles.net? What a sense of humor these whales had. They're like, hey, wouldn't it look aesthetically pleasing?
It's valid theory, dude. This is like next level TA we got going on here.
Oh yeah. This blood in the streets. This has been like 3 consecutive days of the market being lit up like a Christmas tree. How the irony. But wow. Look at that. FTT has broke $1, guys. It is trading. Oh, it's back at $1. Yesterday it was trading at 85 cents.
Jeez.
83 cents over there.
Man.
Trust Wallet token, that was the bear market token.
Right.
Everybody thought like, oh yeah, Trust Wallet is going to be strong in a bear market because it had some sort of pump. Not holding up. Algo 16.1. Hex down 9.5%. XRP 3.5%. BSV, that's Craig Wright's token. That's down 6.7. Monero, I like Monero. That's down. Doesn't even show. I guess it's a negligible price depreciation. But this doesn't stop, man. Make it stop. What is your take on the bear market, Ben?
My take on the bear market?
What is your take on this pain?
Boring, but I guess it's definitely necessary, but it is boring. This is my first bear market, so I'm really experiencing it.
You guys taking it in?
It kind of sucks, but it's also like I've been taking time to focus on other things like outside of crypto, which is nice. So yeah,
you guys, you taking it in? You appreciating it?
I guess so. I mean, this is hopefully us paying our dues. And when the bull, if the bull run comes again, which I think it will, and hopefully it will. I can't predict the future, of course. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it works out. And apparently, historically speaking, like aren't we supposed to be near the bottom soon? Just based off like the 4-year cycles. So, but yeah,
we according to 4-year cycle, we bottomed. According to 4-year cycle theory, the bottom's in. This would be, if we bottom now, it will be the longest bear market. Previously, the longest bear market would have brought us to December 20th, which was 3 days ago. So it's very possible we bottomed. I think there's very strong possibility of the 4-year cycle remaining intact. But we're going to look back at these bear markets. These were the good old days. We're going to miss these times, okay? It's going to be boring and lonely in the Lambo.
Beauty in the struggle.
You're going to be too rich for all your friends. They're going to be like, hey, man, you want to hang out with us? Like, we're going to a dive bar. It's like, I can't be seen there.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. We're going to be so rich, we're going to take our friends to the most upscale bars, okay? We're going to lift them up.
Shitting money, dude.
Not financial advice. Yeah, no, that's the way I see it. I'm embracing the bear. Embrace the bear, guys. Take it in, make it become a part of you. Enjoy the infighting. It's interesting. Hey, I'm saying like Hex is a happening community. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to cover every day.
Drama.
There's a lot of drama. This drama will be solved by price appreciation. Price appreciation heals all wounds, okay? The difference between being best friends and worst enemies is a green candle. Just remember that. Words of wisdom right there. We got Hex Daily Stats. Hex Daily Stats. Check Hex Daily Stats on the daily. We got the Hex payout per T-share at 6.297. You guys were paid 6.297 Hex yesterday for delaying gratification. What do you think about that, Ben?
It's pretty cool. It's been going, I think the average T-share payout has been going up. Well, it's like definitely going, it's how it's designed to, but it's cool seeing it, like just seeing the average kind of go up over time.
I remember when it was like 5.9. Let me see if I can get back to that.
Yeah, I remember like when it was just breaking 5 and everyone was like, oh my God, 5 is the new normal now. And that was like right when I first found Hex, and I was like, what are these people talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand.
There you go. Like this was December 7th, 2021, like during the euphoria. Your payout per T-share was 5.871, 5.855, 5.832. That is compound interest, guys. That is compound interest. Your share of the compound interest goes up as it compounds and as people get shaken out as well. We got 52 new holders. I like changing current holders, changing current stakers are my favorite metrics. We got 52 people that never held Hex before bought Hex. That's a lot of people, 52 people. And then we have 19 new stakers, 19 in the change in current stakers. That's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8 days of net increases in holders and stakers during the tough times, during the price depreciation. So what's your take on that, Ben?
Well, it's pretty cool. Maybe I'm like a pessimist, but I always think like, oh, it could just be like people with the second wallet or something. But it has to be certainly like some.
So let's say 52. Let's say like 20 of them are just old users, new wallet, and then 32. Right. I think that's being generous.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for a bear market. It's like everything besides the price seems to be going up and to the right, doing its thing.
Yeah. So. Yep. We got 16 watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the link, subscribe to Ben Dubar's channel. And we're going to take a look at the chat, see what you guys are saying. Greetings, Bjorn. You know how to pronounce that name?
I have no idea.
Folney. I think the J's are silent.
Folnir-Borns.
Yeah, Folnir-Borns. Welcome. Greetings from Iceland. Greetings. Ben 1. This is your your secret admirer. Hex launched during the full bear market before big bull run gains, but Pulsechain hasn't launched in 1 year and a half later before the next bull run. Yeah. Nothing is strong in a bear, it would seem. So I'm very grateful for the Pulsechain delay. Thanks, Richard Hartz. Yes, I agree with that. What's your take on that, Ben?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's no way to know for sure. Like maybe, if he'd launched it, it wouldn't have dumped, but it seems like a pretty probable thing that would have happened. So
yeah.
And then I think it's partially too, like we all just want to I don't know, be like, oh, well, thank goodness we're waiting.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately it has benefited. Everyone that's complaining, it has worked in your favor. If you would have gotten Pulsechain, it would have gone down with the rest of the market. I mean, it might have had a pump, but I think it would be
yeah.
Do you think that Bitcoin's going to correct 75% and Pulsechain is going to be giving you life-changing gains? I think that's very silly.
You never know, man. I thought the narrative back then was we're gonna launch and we're gonna be the only thing going up, and all the eyes in the world are gonna be on us.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
that proved
that was the narrative. I
that,
thought.
and that was wrong. So I don't think Pulsechain would be the exception, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's right until it's wrong. I think if there's one thing we learned from this bear market is that there's no exception. I mean, you're getting wrecked. You're getting wrecked. You're getting punched in the nose.
The argument too is like, well, if we'd had launched and then taken a huge dip, wouldn't that have been better for true believers? Because we could have potentially had a chance to accumulate below the sack rate, which I think that could still potentially happen.
Yeah, but I don't
What do
think
you
those
think?
are the guys. I don't think those are the guys that were complaining. The guys that were going to buy the dip. I think those people that were moaning were probably going to moan more. Oh, you said it would do well in a bear market.
I do worry. Like, I love the bullishness, but I do worry. I don't know. Like, I guess people who are maybe like brand new who got in, they're like, yeah, we're going to 10,000x in like a few months or something. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think launching is just the first step. Like, I feel like there could be more boring, I don't know, like boring price action or like negative price action after launch. And that, I don't know, that'll make people mad as well, which obviously I guess but I don't know. I don't know. I'm hesitant and kind of worried to think like it's going to launch and we're rich, So I think launch is just the first step, and then we have some time to wait after that too to get like good price appreciation. I guess it depends when he launches it, but
yeah, that's right. You think you just get rich when you launch, guys? There's no free lunches here.
Yeah, and
there's no free lunch.
People are incentivized to be overly bullish because that's what everyone wants to hear. So that's like what you see on Twitter everywhere and stuff. And I like it. We need positive voices, but also like I worry. I don't know. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, people could get let down. Yeah, I agree with that.
But they could sell their bag too soon. Because I believe in the long term potential, and like even within like a year's time, I think it could do very well. But
yeah. And we got 26 watching. Please like and subscribe. Please subscribe to Ben Dubard. He's got great content.
Yeah,
he provides great comfort during these turbulent times. Let me tell you that. I was like sitting, I was like, I had a little bit of the bear market blues, and then I tune into Ben's live stream, and I'm thinking like, it's all going to be okay. Reassuring. No, it was, I don't know. It's just a very comforting vibe.
Nice.
And it's great insight as well into the crypto markets. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed to Ben Dubard's channel, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and get yourself to the front of the line in the chat and leave a super chat. And if you're feeling really generous, become a member right under this video. You press join. It supports the channel. It's the price of one cup of coffee, and it's only once a month. People buy coffee every single day for $3, $4, $5 from Starbucks. Furufinance, you just have to spend that once a month. You get priority in the comment section, and you keep the show going. So consider doing that. We got one yesterday. Shout out to him, M1. All right. We got Crypto Coffee. Shout out to Crypto Coffee. Subscribe to @CryptoCoffee369. Follow him on Twitter. The greatest life-changing generational wealth is created in the bear markets. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh yeah. So I like that tweet. So I'm gonna give it a like.
Nice. Yeah, I just noticed Twitter's showing like the views a tweet gets now. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I guess it's pretty cool. I wonder why they just decided to do that.
Absolutely. And coming up next, we have Havid Hex. Hey, Binance, just gave you a shout out, Richard Hart. Well done, Hexkins. This is great. So it shows here CZ ranked. This is on Binance's feed. CZ's ranked the most influential crypto personality in 2022. And it says like crypto Twitter voted for the most influential crypto personality for 2022 on Whale charts poll, CZ, Sam Bankman-Fried, Hoskinson, Vitalik Buterin were nominees. CZ is currently leading the board with 35.5 votes in the majority. Meanwhile, so we're going to skip this. And then, however, in the comment section, the crypto Twitter community appeared to be repeating one name that has been unfortunately left out from the nomination, which is Richard Hart. Hart is a very popular crypto influencer and YouTuber with over 290,000 followers on Twitter alongside more than 150,000 subscribers. What's your take on that, Ben?
That's pretty. Yeah, I was really surprised. They had no reason to like mention him. Like, oh, this guy was mentioned in the comments. So I think Richard Hart and Hex are getting like. I think people are kind of realizing like, oh, look, all these things have collapsed. Like all these actual scams have collapsed, and Hex is still here, like doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's down like everything else, but like the community's still here. It's obviously, proving itself to not be a scam like everyone thought originally. So the gates are falling, I guess. The gatekeeping seems to be like slowly crumbling.
Yeah, it's interesting to see also Binance is they own Coin Market Cap and they're keeping Hex at 204, but they were courteous enough to give Richard Hart a shout out here, which is interesting. I guess you see the compartmentalization of roles, so to speak, in corporations. Like just because the guy in charge of Coin Market Cap, doesn't mean that everybody in the organization is adversarial.
Yeah, it is interesting for sure. It's like, I guess at some point, like they can't really ignore it anymore, and it makes them look bad to not mention this kind of thing.
Yeah.
If X community is so big, they're like, oh, this is a big section of the crypto community we're like alienating. It's bad for business for us to keep alienating them. Like, we'd like them to like use our exchange or use our stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So what's very interesting is they mentioned Richard Hart, but they did not mention, they said 290,000 followers on Twitter, 150,000 subscribers on YouTube. They did not mention the creator of the world's fastest appreciating cryptocurrency, owner of the world's largest diamond, raised 27 million in charity. Are they gatekeeping Hex? Do they not want to bring attention to the cryptocurrency?
I don't know. I mean, they could have just not mentioned Richard Hart at all.
Yeah, that is true.
They didn't mention. I mean, they mentioned Charles Hoskinson and Vitalik. They didn't say like that they founded. I guess most people know that, but they didn't say Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano, Vitalik, founder of ETH. I don't know. I mean, I was really surprised to see that. I was like, oh, this is pretty sweet. Because who knows how many like people are like, oh, who's this guy? And then they go watch him and they're like, oh, he has a coin. Like, who knows?
Yeah, great point. And moving on. We got, again, I'm not saying that Richard Hart is timing the market, but if he is, he did the exactly right thing. I guess the exact. No, she's Swedish. We got to give her some slack. But by not launching Pulsechain and PulseX months ago, people would have been much angrier than they are now. 100%. Hex. What's your take on that?
I'm not laughing at her English or anything. I'm just laughing at what the tweet says because it's like, okay, I guess so. We don't know 100% anything, This is the kind of thing on Twitter that like gets lots of clicks and likes and whatever. But
yeah, in fact, it's going to get one right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're speculating that he did the right thing by not launching. Well, it's like if it wasn't ready, then of course, But I think she's saying because the price would have dumped really hard and yada yada.
Yeah,
which you have no way to know that for sure, but it's probable. But
I
don't know if people would be angrier now. Like, would be much angrier. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
like maybe people would be happier even though they're down. Yeah, there might be some like angry people, but like I don't know. I just don't know. But
I mean, if Pulse launched and it dropped 80% from the sacrifice, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
All right, and we have a little bit of drama going on. I figured might as well cover it. We have Wolverine at Wolverine _2241. He is a Hex OG. Tell us a little bit of his background. You're more familiar with him than me.
So if anyone knows, Wolverine went by Gunther, and he was in the Hex trading chat. So the Hex trading chat, it's kind of like degraded. It used to be like really cool, but there's so many people now in it that it's not as like cool as it used to be. But Gunther was like an admin in the Hex trading chart, and he did the audits on all the OA addresses. So he had gone through Etherscan and basically tracked every OA, because there's like OA address, like daughter addresses. He tracked every single one to prove that the OA had never sold a token. And Richard Hart had like shouted him out, because that was like a lot of work, and it was like a really helpful tool for the community to say, hey, look, like we have an audit that shows the OA has never sold. Yeah, he was like really important in the Hex trading chat. So yeah, and he went by Gunther, and then I think being an admin in that chat, like it wore him down a lot, because like he did it like 24 hours a day all the time. And then he like quit for a while. He was like, I need to take a break. And then he came back as Wolverine. But yeah, he's like a true Hex OG, and like he did like, that's a pretty big thing to do. So he was kind of like heralded. He was like, it's like Gunther, like he's so awesome.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So ask yourself, what is wrong with Hex if Shark 82 has lost all faith and confidence in the asset? You guys are doing it all wrong. Your marketing sucks. Your optics suck. Your leadership sucks. Time for change. What's your first thoughts on that, Ben Dubard?
I don't know. What is he? I don't know what he's talking about, really. I haven't really kept up with him much. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Like, okay. What? First of all, if Shark 82 lost all faith, so like if people, is that not what happens? Is that not what we call capitulation? Is that not par for the course in a bear market, where people that made a lot of money in it or hold a lot, they start to lose faith because the price goes down? Is Hex the exception or the rule? I mean, yeah, it sounds like a very silly thing to me that I'm saying that. And then he's saying, this is really the rich part. And I don't want to get like too personal or anything, but we got to call balls and strikes here on furufinance. And this guy he was a cornerstone of the Hex community. And I don't think these claims should go uncontested, so to speak. And I guess I appreciate what he has contributed. I'm sure he's done a lot. I'm sure he's an intelligent guy. But just because you're intelligent doesn't mean you're right. And he's saying you guys are doing it all wrong. The marketing's bad, the optics are bad, and the leadership is bad. Time for change. So what project is Wolverine into now if it is not Hex? If it's not Hex, what is it? Turns out Pulse Bitcoin. So he's saying the optics are horrible, the marketing's bad. Then he goes over to a new token that completely piggybacks on the brand of Hex Pulsechain and PulseX. And it's like, if the optics and marketing is bad, why are you using the branding? Why are you into a token or, involved in the creation of a token that is literally stealing the branding of everything that you are slandering, of everything that you are talking badly about? What's your take on that?
I mean, I have no idea. I'm not him, but I guess maybe it's like, this is a new coin that I know he's like pretty much a whale in the Pulse Doge Pulse, but like he is like a huge whale. So it's almost like, he has an opportunity to get in. Maybe in his mind, it's like, oh, I can get in on the ground floor and be a giant whale in this other coin that he thinks has good game theory. I don't know enough. Like, I got the Pulse Doge airdrop, but I don't keep up with it a ton. But yeah, I mean, to me, like, I could see how an individual could be like, oh, look, I could be a whale in this new ecosystem. Like, let me go promote that all the time. And it's Twitter. Like, I don't know, like, if he actually means what he's saying. People do their own. I tend to think people do their own version of outrage marketing. So Could be that.
It's very funny though that yeah.
You are right. These things, they do piggyback on the Pulse branding and stuff.
No, but
And they are kind of stealing the Hex, like digital gold. We're like a better Bitcoin, like digital gold. Like, I think Big Kurkowski kind of called all this. If people don't know him, he's like was on Crypto Cabana. He's on there a lot. He said something like he called it all like a carnival game, like the Pulse Doge, Pulse Bitcoin, that kind of thing. He was like, you can go play the carnival game if you want, or you can like stake your Hex. And I fall on the staking Hex side of things, but
it's just so funny though.
Yeah.
That he's saying the marketing sucks, the optics are bad, and the leadership's bad, but he chooses that brand to piggyback off. It's like, if it's so bad, why is your project literally using the colors and the name of Richard Hart's brand? It obviously is effective in some way. I mean, if not, then you would not be stealing it, essentially. And it's just like so rich. And like, and I don't want to be too hard on him, but like, not only is his project piggybacking on the brand of Bitcoin and the brand of Pulse, like nothing original. His pseudonym on the internet is Wolverine. He's also, it's like, get your own thing. He copies the Wolverine Marvel superhero. He copies the hair, the name, pretty much nothing original to this guy. It's complete imitation. It manifests itself in everything, not just the cryptocurrencies that he copies, but also in his very identity. It's like originators originate and imitators imitate. That's really the way I see it.
Should have him on for a debate sometime.
Yeah, listen, he's always welcome. Maybe he sees something I don't see, but it's not looking good for him. And I don't know. Another thing about like the Pulse Bitcoin is you basically buy the ASIC token and you earn Pulse Bitcoin. And it's like that game theory is not novel. In fact, it was implemented to PulseX. Like, only it PulseX is actually deflationary. I don't know if there's a buy and burn for the ASICs. It's like VeChain, you get the free VTHO. It's just pretty much the meme. And there's going to be constant sell pressure on the Pulse Bitcoin and the ASIC. Also, Hedron and T-shares. Like, you get the free Hedron. Like, just in your head, rename the T-share Pulse Bitcoin and Hedron the ASIC and Hedron the Pulse Bitcoin. That's really the way. It's like, it's nothing new, and it's inferior game theory in my opinion. But that was something interesting I felt like covering. We don't have to bash him too much, but it's just something I felt like I'd share. Also, he's talking about so this is another thing. So he's talking about the marketing's bad, the optics are bad, the leadership's bad. This is something called Cardano. Cardano is down 92%, right? 92%. This is the founder of Cardano. This guy is like the goody. He is like the goody of crypto. He does everything that his mom tells him. You want your daughter dating this kind of guy. He is so optical. He's very smart, and he, very presentable. And he's down too. This is nothing new. People have to understand that bears will bear. You're in a bear market. The price is going to go down. Narratives come second. Like, they're saying it's Richard Hart's outrage marketing. It's like, what about Charles Hoskinson's outrage marketing? Where's his outrage marketing? His coin pumped less and dumped almost as much. And it's in its second cycle, which is supposed to be less volatile than the first cycle. So where are these people? There's these people, they can't handle the volatility. They cannot stomach the dip that Richard Hart said happens. He says volatility is the price you pay for the fastest appreciating asset. The volatility comes and everybody chases shiny objects and FUDs, the marketing, the community, and all those things. So it's very disappointing. What are your thoughts on that, Ben?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, like, if Richard was doing something else, the price would be going up when, like, everything is down. So I don't know. I do miss his like fireside chat live streams,
Yeah, me too.
but it's like at the end of the day, I think he like I don't know. Like I said, I think people do their own form of outrage marketing on Twitter, and they say things like they just say stuff. So it could be that. Like I think, yeah. I mean, if he wants to promote Pulse, Bitcoin, that kind of thing, it like bashing Hex is one way to be outrageous, and get people to reply. And like we're featuring it on the stream, so like it could be working. It's working in a sense, like you know.
I
But
guess that's an interesting way to look at it.
yeah,
But
I just think Twitter, dude. I just think people play games. They say all kinds of crap, just to like get engagement, and who knows.
No, so that is an interesting way to look at it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's important to point out that like the assertions that he's making, they're just not true. It's like the outrage marketing is not responsible for price depreciation. And the proof of that is Charles Hoskinson, the good boy, the guy who does it all right. He's in his second cycle down 92%. Like Cardano is hurting. Everyone's hurting. I'm sure a lot of whales gave up on Cardano. Like this is just par for the course, guys. We need maturity here, right? We need adults in the room. It's like, come on, man, you can do better. And we got 26 watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Please go to Ben's channel at Ben Dubard and subscribe to his channel. And please, this is what I wanted to bring up next was go into the description and subscribe to the Furu Finance newsletter where you get exclusive content that we don't cover in this show until today because I wanted to cover this week's newsletter just so you guys could get a little bit of a taste of the information that we get. And this is with regards to people are talking about. This was brought up yesterday in the show, and people are talking about this idea that there's going to be a 10-year bear market, at least maybe 15 years, maybe a depression, because the Fed can't bail us out. The Fed can't bail us out. So that's something that I wanted to address, and it's something that I covered. I think pretty well in this newsletter. So I'm just going to read it to you guys. And if you like it, I'd really appreciate if you go into the description and sign up for the newsletter. It's free. It's free. And this information I think is very good. Ben, what did you think about the last newsletter?
That was good. It was well written. I subscribed to the newsletter. It was really, really well written. I even messaged Furu and I was like, that was really nice, man.
Yeah.
Like, that was well written, well done. So
I appreciate it. So moving on. So we got the newsletter here. This is covering basically Gareth Soloway. I don't know if you know Gareth Soloway is. He's a very smart guy. And he was actually talking about how the charts are seeing a parallel between this present time and the Great Depression. And it's important. You cannot disaggregate cryptocurrency and broader market sentiment. I think all markets are tied. So I think this is very, very applicable with regards to cryptocurrency. I think that was the lesson of this bear market is that, crypto is very much related to the broader stock market, real estate market, and Federal Reserve monetary policy. So here it goes. Dear Furu financiers, many are under the impression that due to high inflation, the Fed will not be able to print us out of the inevitable recession as they have in the past. And for this reason, we are looking down the barrel of a 5 to 10 year bear market, meaning stocks, Bitcoin, and therefore the broader crypto market will not see all-time highs for the foreseeable future. This opinion originally got my attention from Gareth Soloway and was recently brought up in the comment section of my show, so I figured it would be an interesting topic for the newsletter. Is this true? Are we in for a long, dark winter in stocks, crypto, and real estate for the next 5 to 10 years, possibly more? So while I would never say never, and markets cannot be predicted with certainty, based on how I personally see things playing out, it seems unlikely that this is the case. Why? So the question is, what got us into this mess in the first place? During the COVID lockdowns, people were unable to spend money the way they normally did since they were confined to their homes. People also received stimulus checks, generous unemployment benefits, and the supply chains were disrupted, meaning less goods were reaching the shelves in a timely manner. This excess money in the hands of the middle class, right, made the sudden reopening a perfect recipe for inflation because goods and services normally offered were now outpaced by the increased spending of consumers due to extra money accumulated during the lockdowns. To add to the trouble, the fragmented supply chains were unable to restock the shelves at the pace preceding the pandemic, making goods on the shelves that much more scarce and therefore costly, right? Now this is all changing. So basically you had goods, the middle class had a tremendous excess of money, and the normally priced shelves could not satisfy their increased spending habits due to the COVID lockdown, right? Due to their excess of money. So things are more scarce on the shelves, price goes up. Now this is all changing. As prices go up, people start to cut spending, and combine that with the aggressive rate hikes, which incentivize saving. It seems most likely that inflation will be returning to the Fed's 2% target considerably faster than many people think. Add to that the prospect of a recession in 2023. In my opinion, it is almost a certainty that inflation will decelerate rapidly because recessions are deflationary. High unemployment and anxiety over job security will inevitably slash consumer spending. Is it possible that we are doomed for a 10-year bear market? Sure, anything could happen. There are events that could unfold based on unknown variables that can lead to a depression. But based on the current environment, I cannot see a scenario in which this plays out. What Gareth and many seem to neglect is the fact that sustained elevated inflation is extremely difficult to maintain due to the economic tendency towards equilibrium that seems to play out time and time again, guys. This is nothing new, folks. Hope this is not too much that I'm reading, but to me, it seems like people are caught up in the misery of the current bear market, clouding their judgment, making them unable to think objectively during these turbulent times. It is important to understand that even intelligent people, guys, that includes Raoul Pal, that includes Gareth Soloway, that includes everybody, even intelligent people can get emotional and fall for the endless bearish sentiment promulgated by the media and placed in front of them day in and day out. Chill, quoting Johnny Chaos. Step back, think it through. The power of research and being able to keep a level head through the ups and downs gives you a tremendous advantage over all others who refuse to exert the energy to discern fact from fiction and give up the most powerful tool of knowledge to others who do not have their interests and agenda in mind. To conclude, I remain optimistic on inflation topping, the Fed pivoting, and the 4-year cycle remaining intact. But obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do your own research and think for yourself. Neither I nor anyone should have the power to determine how you view the world, because nobody is you but you. And only you should determine what is best for yourself, because it is you who has your best interest in mind. Warmest regards, Furu Finance. What's your thoughts on the letter? The newsletter.
Sounded good, man. It was very well written. So I tend to agree. I don't think we're going to get like a 10-year bear market. It just doesn't seem realistic, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
guys. Yeah, the Fed will have the ability to print out of it because recessions are deflationary. That's key. And then if there's deflation, then the money printing could go burr. That's some good information. And there are a lot of people who charge money for information that will probably be inferior, in my opinion. Like people spend tens, if not hundreds of dollars a month on Raoul over-leveraged Ethereum long Paul of Real Vision. This is free. All you got to do is go in the description, sign up to the newsletter. You're getting this awesome information on a weekly basis. What do you think, Ben?
Sounds like a great deal.
Sounds like a great deal. I'd agree. And we got 32 watching. So if you're enjoying, hit the like button, subscribe, and go to Ben Dubar's channel. Subscribe to his channel. Go to bendubar.com. bendubar.com. And Yeah, we got some other tweets, but I don't want to get too. We've done a lot of. Let's actually go to my guy SOMMI. Back in August, a toilet paper hand sold 36 million hex in one clip at 0.0 for 0.036 cents. And then another 4 million clip, total $40 million worth of hex sold. Is that 4 million? Okay. I think he meant 40 million hex, not dollars worth of hex. Most bags completely gone. Never sell most of your bags in one go. You'll live long enough to regret it. What's your thoughts on that, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I guess sounds pretty good. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I totally agree, and I really like this guy's really like your friend SLMI because he provides information that is tangible, that really is meaningful, informing your market outlook, like things that actually make a difference. And the example is here, right? This is a very meaningful metric. I call it meaningful metrics. 82% of investors are sidelined with cash. They're expecting 10K Bitcoin. They're also mostly poor and make decisions together. The consensus position is the worst place to be. It's where you consistently lose over time. We'll see people FOMO later. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that is interesting. Like you can see on chain, there's a lot of people sitting in stable coins, and it's like, yeah,
The money's there, folks.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Like the consensus position. I've never heard it phrased like that. I think it's a pretty cool way of putting it. So,
yeah,
cool. I do like this guy's tweets as well. He does tweet some good stuff.
Yeah, make sure you're following him at your friend SOMMI. Very intelligent guy. Very intelligent. Yeah. I gotta take a leak. You want to hold the fort up? Check the chat.
Sure.
All right.
What is your take on Top Gun's PulseX crystal ball math? I don't think I saw that. I don't know what Top Gun's PulseX crystal ball math was. If you want to like type it and let me know or link it or something. Is that on Twitter or something? So Bluff City Break says people forget there's a multiplier. It's auto under sack rate. IDKY people forget. You're talking about the multiplier for like sacrificing, like the bigger you sacrifice, the more multiplier you got. What is I guess what's the point of mentioning that? Like what is that in reference to? Cookie de Chocolata. I'm sorry I'm late. Hi everybody. Hello there, Cookie. Fulnier Born says 07. I don't know what that means. BB System, what's up, boys? What's up, BB System? Everything is energy. 1st of April 2023 is the Bitcoin bottom. Ooh, bold. Putting a date on it. That'd be pretty cool. I guess it could be around then. And then Yoden, first time catching you live. Great content. I'm going to say thank you for furufinance. So, yeah, not much going on. I hope furufinance comes back. Just holding I can't really share my screen or anything, I don't think. Or can I? Yeah, I don't think I can. But I don't know. Does anyone have any questions in the chat? 28 people watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe to Furu if you aren't. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Don't tell him what I just told you. No one say anything. Okay, furufinance.
I'll catch the replay.
Oh, it was nothing.
Oh man. Yeah, and are you guys subscribed to Ben Dubard's channel? Because you should be.
Yeah.
What do we? Anything interesting in the chat? Yeah, feel free to leave a super chat, guys.
Well, really, such a weird time we live in with these cryptos. 10,000 folding people's money. I guess you meant 10,000x.
Yeah,
Folding people's money. It is a weird time. Weird times indeed.
but it makes a lot of sense because liquidity's thin, and money is abundant.
Almighty Hexagon. Furu, the blow up, the glow up.
Oh my! Remember when Furu had like 100 subs? Well, I said he needs to be more popular, and skadoosh, here we are. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate you being there for me in the beginning. Almighty Hexkin.
Furu has been grinding hard.
Yeah, I work hard.
Content.
Oh yeah,
for real.
For you guys.
So I don't know what this guy was talking about. I think Top Gun is a Twitter account.
I don't know. Is it like these people have like these math predictions for like how price is going to perform? So like I remember, yeah, is that what it is probably?
It must be. Maybe it's like looking at the volume of PulseX as this volume of Uniswap, like, you know, the buy and burn will do this.
So I'll tell you one thing. So I remember I was in Celsius, and there was this Celsius account. His name was Trillions, and it was when Celsius was at like $4 or $5 already, and he had a math equation that this is how many wallets we have. You know, we only have 50,000 wallets, whatever, and it's like based on my math, if we add this amount of wallets a day, then Cell Token is going to reach you know, whatever it is, $100 within a couple months. It's like, bro, it's markets are complicated. There's emotions. There's variables that cannot be taken into account with a math equation, with a formula, right? Like, bro, whale number 63's wife divorces him, and he needs to pay the child support. Is your math so he's got to dump the price of whatever token it is. Is your math factoring that in? Is that one of the inputs into your algorithm? It's like, bro, markets are too complicated for math. Good tokens go up, bad tokens go down. That's it. But yeah, appreciate your input. I guess moving on. Any thoughts about that?
Not really. I mean, the moon math, crystal ball math, it's always fun, you know.
It is fun.
Especially right now when everything's down. It's boring. So, yeah, just got to wait.
Yeah, just got to wait. Just got to buy and hold. That's really the only way to win. Anyways, moving on. We got ABC News, guys. It must be true. Was 2022 the year cryptocurrency died? Experts weigh in. What are your thoughts about this, Ben?
What in the world? Was it from our troops? I'm confused.
No, it's just the happy holidays, I guess.
Oh, that's okay. Well, yeah. I mean, they say every time we're in a bear market, from what I've seen, is like you get things like this. So I don't think cryptocurrency has died at all. I think we're just chilling.
Yeah, nothing new under the sun. I'll spare you guys reading the entire article.
Did you see that? It said cryptocurrency has always been volatile, says economist.
Experts say.
Oh,
guys, remember.
Yes, my master's thesis. The cryptocurrency is always volatile. Yes. Wow. Thank you, genius. The geniuses have spoken.
He wears a bow tie. He must be an economist.
Oh, look. This guy is an expert. Some experts. Professor of finance. He says crypto prices started going down when people started selling them.
Oh!
Did you know that? People were selling the crypto, and that's why the price went down?
Oh,
dude.
Look at it. Oh, yeah. David Yermak, a professor of finance at the New York University's Stern School of Business, says crypto's freefall started after investors began selling off digital assets in response to the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes. Is that so? Are stocks done too?
It's just crazy.
Look at that.
Oh, look at our fancy graph.
Oh, yeah. We got the graphs.
Our experts put together this graph.
And that's the guys. This is the thing. The news reports on what has happened, not what will happen. Luna, talking about Luna, they're talking about Bitcoin plunging. They're talking about Sam Bankman-Fried. Those things already happened. They're not talking about future price, future market news that will lead to price appreciation. For example, Fed pivot. For example, some big company adopting Bitcoin. Whatever. I'm saying they're not reporting on that because that didn't happen yet. Once it happens, the market prices it in, and you're too late. So the same way that they are late, they are reporting things, they're reporting price performance after the news happens. They're going to be reporting price performance after the bullish news happens. Like, the news is not there to report on future price performance. It's there to report on past price performance and past news. They don't tell the future. Okay.
Yeah.
It's really the way to put it. Peter Schiff. I like Peter Schiff, by the way.
Yeah, the news is just wrong. My people not in crypto, like my brother, I saw him, he was saying like, oh, wasn't that the most reputable exchange? Like, wasn't he the fate? Like, wasn't that guy like the most reputable guy in crypto? And I was like, no. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? They tried to make it seem that way. And that's what they're telling people. But I was like, in no way was that the case, in my opinion. Like, I didn't really care for SBF. I didn't think he was that great. I didn't have an FTX account. I didn't like. He always seemed kind of fishy to me.
I don't think they have any underlying value, Schiff, who hosts the Peter Schiff Show podcast, said about digital currency. There's no real wealth that's being created out of crypto. Oh, we love Peter Schiff. Shout out to Peter Schiff. He's a little bit of a legend, so I like him. But moving on, we have our featured story is Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. So we have CoffeeZilla. Game over for the biggest fraudster of our generation. Oh.
Got him.
Got us there. CoffeeZilla. It's like he's the guy calling out the scammers. He's calling the balls and strikes how they are. It's like, dude, like, the time to tell us about this was before everyone lost their money in FTX, like, not after it did. So yeah, CoffeeZilla. It's like, go to his YouTube feed, and look at when he started talking about FTX. It was already when they were in the deep water. Like, okay, your funds are gone, not safe anymore. Oh, now he's calling him a scammer. Like, so useful, so
I'm the hero.
Yeah, no. So brave, stunning and brave. CoffeeZilla, like, so brave, coming out and telling it like it is. It's like, who is the guy telling you to get your money off Celsius, FTX, BlockFi before it was brave, before everyone was doing it? When you actually had to have conviction and like take a position. It's like stocks, you get in before everyone gets in. Like, who is doing that? Who is putting the reputation on the line by saying that? It was Richard Hart, and he's getting no credit. It's all going to CoffeeZilla. He's getting shout outs from the New Yorker. That's what he like. Humbled to be profiled by the New Yorker. CoffeeZilla, the YouTuber exposing crypto scams. It's like, bro.
CoffeeZilla's not his real name. Obvious signs of a scammer.
Oh yeah, right. At least it's his own, like it's his own pseudonym, unlike somebody else. The Wolverine. Yeah. No, we like Wolverine. He did some great work, I'm saying. Let's not be. So yeah, so this is what FTX founder Bankman-Fried allowed $250 million bond, house arrest.
So stupid.
So cryptocurrency entrepreneur Sam Bankman-Fried walked out of a Manhattan courthouse Thursday with his parents after they agreed to sign a $250 million bond and keep him at their California home while he awaits trial on charges that he swindled investors and looted customer deposits on his FTX trading platform. Assistant U.S. Attorney Nicholas Roos said in federal court that Bankman-Fried 30 perpetuated a fraud of epic proportions. Roos proposed strict bail terms, including $250 million bond, which he said is believed to be the largest federal pretrial bond ever, and house arrest at his home in Palo Alto. An important reason for allowing bail was that Sam Bankman-Fried, who had been jailed in the Bahamas, agreed to be extradited to the U.S., Roos said. Reunited with his parents and lawyers inside the courthouse, an apparently silent Bankman-Fried shook the heads of a supporter. There was a supporter there. We love you, Sam Bankman-Fried. he was.
What in the world?
Before heading out the door, where photographers and video crew rushed him until he left in a car. Magistrate Judge Gabriel W. Gorenstein agreed to the bond and house arrest, though he required that an electric monitoring bracelet be affixed on Bankman-Fried before he left the courthouse. Roos had recommended it be attached Friday in California. Bankman-Fried was shackled at the ankles when he entered the courtroom in a suit and tie to take a seat between his attorneys. He did not speak during the hearing except to answer the judge. Near its end, he was asked by Gorenstein whether he understood he would face arrest and owed $250 million if he chose to flee. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Bankman-Fried answered. Soon afterwards, the hearing ended, and Bankman-Fried, his hands in his front pant pockets, were led out by the two U.S. Marshals, blah, blah, blah. First of all, so what are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's not surprising, I guess, that he's like out on bail and he gets to just like go home and hang out. So it's just a circus, I feel like. Like, I don't know, it's just stupid. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if like, look at that face. Look at his face. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. He's looking, not going to lie. He looks pretty good in a suit. Like,
yeah, he looks like a Calvin Klein model or something.
Yeah, looking like a
started a modeling career. But no, I'm not surprised. Like, I don't know. I don't expect any real justice to happen, honestly. So there we go.
So this is actually, I was thinking about it. Like, I didn't like covering the Sam Bankman-Fried at this point because it's just so oversold, so to speak. Like, everyone's talking about it. And like seeing the CoffeeZilla tweet, right? Seeing the CoffeeZilla tweet, seeing like all these like normie channels talking about it, it's really making me, in a weird way, and like, yeah, seeing him look like a cartel leader kind of thing, like it's making me, in a weird way, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of going for Sam Bankman-Fried in like that Breaking Bad sort of like bad guy that you go for, like a Tony Soprano or a Walter White. Like,
that's probably what they want, though. That's probably just like,
I don't think so, because the entire mainstream media is now giving him negative coverage. He messed over a lot of big hedge funds, Sequoia Capital, a bunch of them. And it's like, I really hated him in the beginning because it's like he was doing the whole, virtue signaling, veganism, pretty much, he was driving the Corolla, like pretty much everything, checking all the boxes for like what a successful CEO should be now. And like now it turns out that everything he was doing was just cold and calculated. Like Tucker Carlson reported on it, like just cold and calculated. Like he said, I know it's stupid, I'm just doing it because that's what people like. And he's like chewing the cucumber on the Nas Daily thing, and it's like Nas Daily saying like, he is the most generous person in the world. This is Sam Bankman-Fried, and I'm gonna share his story. And like Sam Bankman-Fried is like sitting there, like knowing the whole thing's a bunch of BS, like chewing on the cucumber. And it's like this guy's a little bit of a boss. Like he's a little bit of like a Walter White. Like he messed over Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady, who's like the biggest Chad, was there like saying all these great things about him, and he totally messed him over, like in a calculated manner. And he's like the villain now. All these like lame people like CoffeeZilla are like, he's a fraudster. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like the bad boy. You know, he's like the bad boy now that he's looking like a total Chad in the suit. Like he actually does. He's not as silly looking and as goofy as like he led on to be. It was all sort of just an act. You know, he walked around in the cargo pants. Like this guy could look fresh. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. The more like these people, especially CoffeeZilla, who called Hex a scam, the more these people, these influencers that called out Richard Hart are, the more they milk this FTX story and they're saying, oh, he's a scammer, he's a Bernie Madoff. It is kind of making me like him in some sort of like ironic
Weird.
way. I don't know. Do you know what I'm feeling? Could you empathize a little bit?
I guess, yeah, I guess I understand it, but I don't feel that way. I just don't even care about the situation anymore. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Scam
So
Bankman fraud.
I'm
It's
just
like,
like, whatever. It's just stupid distraction bull crap. Oh, look at this. So
he is a
that's
little
all I
bit of
say.
a boss, though. Like what he did to Kevin O'Leary, like he totally
A
messed him
boss.
over.
I mean, he screwed a bunch of people. So like, yeah.
He's Walter White. Like he also like had a very hooked up life. Like his parents were very powerful lawyers. Like he, you know how Richard Hart says like I could have just, you know, I made all this money, I retired at 25, but I'm trying to help people out and everything, and it's like awesome. It's like in sort of that opposite way. So Sam Bankman-Fried, his parents were rich lawyers, Stanford University. You know, he went to MIT. He could have had this, you know, wholesome life, and he chose to just be a badass. he
I
chose
don't
to
know.
he
Badass.
chose to he chose to totally screw over Sequoia Capital and Tom Brady and you know, Kevin O'Leary, like all those people. And I'm not trying to sound insensitive to people. I know there are a lot of people that, you know, that aren't as rich and famous and don't have a lot of money that lost some serious
I
money and they're
think
probably in
I
a
think
deep
what you're
pit.
saying, like, it makes sense. I'm sure, it is interesting, So I don't think you have to justify it. I think it's interesting. Like that's what's happening. Like now that all the media is kind of going against him, it's like there's this weird instinct of like, oh, he's cool now because like I don't know. I don't feel that way, but I get where you're coming from, and that's interesting to hear you say it. Like it's like,
Put it
I hadn't thought of that.
put it this way: if there was a movie of Sam Bankman-Fried, would you be going for Sam Bankman-Fried in the way that you go? Were you going for Walter White?
Yeah, but that was like a fictional character. So
I'm saying, if there was a movie about Sam, would you not be going for Sam?
I don't know if it was fake. Maybe I think it was funny if it was fictional. I'd be like, haha. I mean, the Elizabeth Holmes documentary was pretty funny, but I just saw, if you know what that is, like the woman who did the
Yeah, fair enough.
Theranos stuff. Like I hadn't I didn't know much about it, and then I watched the documentary like a few months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So in that sense, but like right now, I literally just I don't even I haven't even been keeping up with the SBF stuff after like for a few weeks. Just like I don't care, like whatever. I don't think justice is going to be served. Honestly, I think
I think it will. I thought it wouldn't, but now seeing all these, you know, newspapers and, you know, mainstream people just, you know, casually bashing him, I don't think he's protected anymore. I think he really started to lose the protection when he was going to testify and in the US, like people were probably worried things could come out and they're like, we gotta neutralize the guy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but just, I don't know. He's a little bit of a bad boy.
all right, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, Sam Escobar now. So yeah,
Holy crap.
yeah, I watched the Pablo Escobar movie and I was going for Pablo. Yeah. Yeah. Badass Devil versus I'm God. He looks like a South American cartel. He does. He does. Does he have a Tash? What's a Tash? Wells Fargo literally lost scam 4x more money than Sam Bankman fraud. and no one cared. Yep. TFHAT is such a contrast between Richard Hart and Sam Bankman-Fried. Love the comparison. TF hat? What's that? Okay, bad people get press, 1 foot wrong, instant, infamous. Nobody wants to cover Richard Hart. Very true. Very true. Red squirrel. Oi, oi. It doesn't matter. The regulators would have won if FTX had survived. They will win now too. Yeah. What do you mean by win? I mean, yeah. I mean, it is inevitable that when you're in this completely unregulated environment, that something bad's going to happen. So if it's not FTX, it would be something else. And then they'd use that as sort of the pretense to start regulating, you know. But the problem is they obviously it gets the reaction to what happened is it's met with you know, excessive force, I guess, so to speak. Like you have, like they want to AML and KYC everyone when, you know, so they want to basically make the user's experience more difficult because the people that own the exchanges, you know, messed up and did shady stuff. It's like, we have to pay for it. It's like, why? So I think they just want control. And this is sort of a pretense to do it. You know, we're going to come in, we're going to save you guys, give up all your privacy, give up all your personal information. So yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, it will be used. They will use it to push regulation. Exactly. And I'm for regulation, but obviously the regulation is not reasonable. It's not what it like they focus on the completely wrong things. So, but yeah, will Sam walk? I don't think so. I mean, what do you think? Will Sam walk?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think of like the Epstein stuff, like was justice really served? I don't know, man. Not that these are the same thing or they're necessarily related. He had so many connections. He had Bill Clinton on stage on his like Bahamas, like I don't know, some kind of crypto thing. He has all these connections. It's just like I don't know. That's the thing. I just think it's all a show now. Like I honestly don't know if like is he gonna walk? Probably. I mean, I could see it where like we think something happened to him, but it didn't really. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think so. I think people like they see perhaps dishonesty in the media, and then they assume that everything is just completely made up. I think that if he probably stepped out of line, you know, he probably did some illegal stuff and he's probably getting punished now. I think unless there's like some serious evidence otherwise. So, which sometimes there is, you know, and sometimes like the story just doesn't add up, but this seems like it's adding up. Like he messed over people and now he's paying the price. But I guess we'll have to see. I mean, it could be right.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens, like everything.
Yeah. True. They would have passed regulation favoring SBF. So here's the interesting thing. So the regulation that SBF pushed for, they're still like regulating DeFi, whatever. I think they're still going to pass it. They're still going to pass it, despite it not being DeFi being the issue, despite it being the very person that was pushing the regulation was the very person that should be regulated, and that's actually going to DeFi. It's like a little bit ironic. I don't know if I explained that well, but
maybe it's all by design. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's just a pretense. I think so. People are saying like it's planned out that they're going to have SBF, you know, he's going to be the paid actor and he's gonna crash the markets, and he's gonna be portrayed as someone who was running a Ponzi, and then they're gonna fake arrest him, whatever, and they're gonna use that as the reason to pass DeFi. And like, I don't think that's how it worked. I think you are in a completely unregulated environment. Something like this was inevitable. He just happened to have been it. If it wasn't him, it would be something else. And then they could just use that as the pretense for passing a regular, irrational regulation, and impractical regulation that targets the people that aren't committing the crime because they want to increase their control on cryptocurrency, so to speak. Like, I don't think he was an actor. I think it happened to have been him, and if it wasn't him, it would have been someone else. I mean, this is just the inevitable in an environment like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know, but it just sucks for people who got caught up in it. That's for sure. But yeah, it is hard to believe these people would be so organized enough to be like, all right, we're gonna get this guy. We're gonna like everything went according to plan. Like it's hard to me. Sometimes I think
it's done.
People with I don't like conspiracy theorists. It's like a made up. I don't know. I think it's a little stupid word, but it's like people they give too much credit to like people in power. They're like, oh yeah, they had this all mapped out from the beginning. It's like did they really? Like, are they really that organized and like clever?
What's that? It's done. Great. And like it's like they see the movies where like the guy in the black suit is like, it's done. And like then you see like the headlines playing out the following day. It's like that's how everyone imagines the world works. Because they see, I mean, I'm not saying there's no conspiring, there is, but they sort of, everyone kind of sees conspiring in one place and the other, and they sort of form a web and they just interconnect it all because that's how it plays. Like, it's like everything already plays out, and then you could form your narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all these things happen, and now you could say, and this guy was working with this guy, and then it all makes sense because the narrative happened, and then you formed the events happened, and then you form the narrative. But like, if your narrative's so accurate, you should be able to predict events that will unfold in the future, and that never ends up happening because there is randomness. There is randomness. I'm saying not to say there's no conspiring, but there is randomness, and like that. Listen, if you really understood how the world worked, a complicated, intricate world, I think if you simplify it to like, a bunch of people in suits talk, like colluding with each other, if that's really the case, you should be able to predict markets. You should be a billionaire. It's like, I think people disregard randomness. Is what I'm saying make sense?
I think so.
Okay, it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. It's like the price of Hex goes down. Everyone says it's the outrage marketing, and it makes perfect sense, right? Because the price already went down. But it's like no, that's just it's just sort of markets playing out sort of randomly and according to cycles, and you forming your narrative after it already happens. It's like if that's so obvious, how come you weren't saying that outrage marketing is going to lead to a dump? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's like everything plays out like Sam Bankman-Fried, goes down. It's like it must have been planned. It's like you're saying that now, so to speak. It's like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe someone did predict it all, but who knows? They got taken out.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no magic bullet, guys. The world's complicated, but there is definitely conspiring. I don't want to disregard everything. What's the guy's name that did the online casino scam back in the day where they would see the cars that was part of the FTX too? I don't know. I sort of heard about it, but
I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, I know what he's talking about, but I can't remember his name. But I knew it. I do know what you're talking about. And the guy like deleted his LinkedIn and stuff.
Okay. Richard Hart saved thousands of people's lives already with now not your keys, not your crypto, and next PLS. True. Grateful you had nothing on FTX. I had an account but never used it. Great. Red Squirrel says otherwise. I disagree. It was by design. Look at his parents and political leanings. These are power moves. What does that mean? See, like, let's put what I'm saying into practicality. Like, his parents had pull. They were powerful people. Does that mean that Sam can't do things on his own, like without being told to? Like, he's a person. So yeah, I'm sure it helped him get connections with Sequoia and other big investors and things like that. But can't Sam on his own merit mess them over? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying you're saying it's a power move, but you have to prove it. You can't just, I mean, it's also very possible that Sam just said, hey, let me mess these guys over. Tom Brady, let me get him. Like, or no one's going to figure it out. I'm saying, like, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, could be by design. There was some weird stuff, but like I said, dude, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm tired. Like, I see the FTX stuff. I don't even keep up. Like, I used to be really into news and like politics and all this stuff. And then it was like this kind of, off topic, but it was like ruining my mental health. And so my focus in life is more like, friends, family, what things I can control. Right. So, like, it could be, yeah. Like, there is a lot of like weird connections. So who knows? Like,
yeah, here's the thing. Okay, so you're saying that there are these powerful people, these rich people. A lot of these rich people, they run hedge funds, and most of these hedge funds underperform the S&P 500. So if everything was planned out and they're all insiders, should they not be able to trade like future market performance based on what they know is going to happen if they're like such insiders and things are so planned out? Like, how come 90% of them are underperforming? Like, how come Ray Dalio underperformed the S&P 500 in 2018? Like, if they're so, like, they're doing that on purpose. Like, are they doing that on purpose just to show, like, we really don't know what's going on? Look, we're going to have poor returns for our investors, just to show that, like, we're not really in on it. It's like, come on, guys. Come on. Let's be reasonable here. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like if these powerful people, like, if they all know what's going on, they should be exceptional investors, but they're not. Ooh, look, CoffeeZilla is a genius for interviewing SPF and seeing the cards fall as they fall. He interviewed him. I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. But I want to see that interview. All right, we got 23 watching. I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please go to Ben Dubard's channel and subscribe to his channel for excellent content. Please subscribe to the Furu Finance newsletter. And thank you guys all for watching. And we will see you Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Any final words, Ben?
Thanks for watching. Those who are here live, thank you. Anyone watching the replay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check out my channel if you haven't. And yeah.
Yeah, bendubard.com. Oh, yeah, and email me, furufinance@gmail.com for a one-on-one where we could educate you. Or go to bendubard.com, get some crypto tutoring. Right. Thank you guys very much.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah, scam face Hex.